get my slides?
Yeah, get your slides. Never doubt that. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Nice to have some in-person people here. Got some online people as well. Happy Tuesday, first day of October, or first week of October. This has been an awesome...
You know why it's called October, right?
No.
Right? What's that?
Eighth
month of the year, right?
No.
Wait a minute. Why is it not, like, what happened? Why would they name October, the 10th month of the year, October?
That's a good question. You know the answer? I have a feeling you do.
So, in like
Hunter doesn't like to ask questions that he doesn't know the answer to.
700 BC, they decided to add 2 months, January and February, to the calendar to kind of make it line up better with the length of the year, I guess. And so that's what they did.
Well,
and
that's
so,
interesting.
Like,
I never thought about
December
it. Like, D is decade.
November, like 9.
Anyway, I'm not going to try my French, but yeah. All right. Yeah. How about that? So don't confuse activity with accomplishment. I love this quote. Joe Scarlett, former CEO of Tractor Supply Company. I have to remind myself of this sometimes when we get busy and doing things, moving around a lot.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of moving. My kids do that. Sometimes they just move. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, I don't know.
You're a flurry of activity yourself, Zach.
That's why I have to remind myself of this quote fairly frequently. So don't confuse activity with accomplishment, right? What are you grateful for today?
I am on the other side of the coronavirus. I'm excited about that.
That was good.
So day 2 back in the office. Feels good.
That's good. So how was it?
So I had the milder version, I think. I had the mild flu symptoms. I mean, it wasn't fun. Like, I had like a 101 fever, achy for a couple days, but overall, like President Trump, just like solid, crushed it.
Crushed it. I don't know if he's crushing it. Anyway, well.
That was for Hugh there. That was
There you go. Hugh's pounding his chest. There you go. Very cool. Well, so I've got some gratitudes. I do not have COVID.
Yeah.
I did not get it. I did quarantine all last week because I was around you 2 weeks ago. So I'm not gonna lie, it was weird I stayed at my mother-in-law's condo. She's got a condo here, and just being by myself, out of my routine. I stayed up till like 1 a.m. watching bad TV every night. I had no accountability. It was not great.
It's not great.
So,
you need,
I'm really glad to be back.
You need those rails in your life.
Yeah, I like those rails. I'm not a work from home kind of person, or just, you gotta have some structure. So anyway, I'm grateful for not having the COVID. What do you got? Upcoming education. So, this is actually pretty wild. So Teddy is, I don't even know where he was, but check it out. It's a great screenshot.
Buongiorno and hola, this is Teddy Pins with Village Real Estate, and I am coming to you almost live from Cabo San Lucas. All right, well, we got the education update for the week, and today we've got part of the Know What You're Selling series. If you missed last Thursday, I did one on Know What You're Selling building materials. Today is on architectural and building styles with David Payne. He's going to take you through an amazing tour from 18th to the 21st century of architecture in Nashville and understanding what the differences are, so when clients ask her, you can explain what that is. Very, very helpful. 10:30 today. Tomorrow, Thrive, Rebecca Cooper is going to be leading that for us, so please attend that. That's at 9 o'clock. And then the last jumpstart of the year, October 14, 15, 16, and 19. So you can RSVP to me. There's other outside education opportunities coming that Rebecca's posted. Those are in Facebook. There's one on, pricing strategies and CMA. That's tomorrow. It's 7 hours. Be an expert in that. And then commercial contracts on Friday, the 9th, for $40. Those are through, I believe through GNR, but those will be on the Facebook group. Yeah, well, I'm coming to you with the Cousin Eddie miniskirt robe here from Cabo, overlooking the beautiful marina here. If you saw my Facebook, I had a bucket list item crossed off. I caught a sailfish 2 days ago, and that was unreal. Anyhow, you want the tech tip, I got your tech tip. Get an international plan, first of all, if you go out out of country. It's most included in Verizon now. Also, a little life hack for speed is, it's a simple one, but use Command Tab. Command Tab. You don't need to go down into your dock in Mac anymore to switch between windows. So let's say you're working in a Word document. You also have some things you're working on the internet you want to toggle between. Command Tab will take you right to the window you were looking at before. Command Tab, it'll take you back real quick. And if you don't know about Command Cut, Paste, and Copy, well, I don't know. Tune in next week. We'll get to the Basics 101. Anyhow, Teddy Pins here. Cabo San Lucas. We'll see you back next week.
That was pretty wild. So look at this. Look at this sailfish that he caught.
Oh, wow.
This thing is huge. He's not playing around.
Wow.
It's pretty big.
Big fish.
That was a big fish.
I like Command Tab. I'm all over Command Tab.
That was wild. Yeah, when I worked I remember I used to work at Dell when I first got to Nashville. And when I first got there, you'd see these like 9 different applications open. At any given time, you'd see these guys like flying through. I'm like, how do you do that without a mouse? So, anyways, it was good little tip. All right, so yes, here's a list. We'll send this out as well. This is also in the Village calendar. But Jumpstart scheduled for 14th, 15th, 16th, and 19th. So plan on doing that, especially if you're a newer agent. And then if you want to tune into any pieces of that, there's always
So
a lot
who's
of really
Jumpstart for, Zach?
Jumpstart is really for anybody who wants to hone their skills. So Jumpstart is a great way for newer agents to get up and running, to get a jump start on the business. But it's also, we've got a ton of just really good stuff that I think is geared toward anybody.
Yeah.
You can always learn.
Yeah, cool.
Barb Muno, come on up.
Here, yeah, she's...
You sit in my spot.
This is fun. Barb, welcome.
Thanks, Hunter.
So Barb,
Oh gosh, this is so
you're
hard.
one of the Village OGs, right?
Yeah, maybe. Besides Mark and
Besides Mark, when did
Few
you
others.
when did you join Village?
2001.
2001.
Yep, it was. Yep.
Was this the first real estate company you ever joined, or did you
Yeah.
come from somewhere else? So you just newbie came on in?
Mark was my realtor,
Okay.
and I said, if he could do it, no.
If this clown can do it.
But I just love architecture, especially in
Yeah.
our neighborhood, Belmont, and it was a niche that I could work in and hang out with my kids. It was great.
Yeah. So if you're all who don't know Barb, she's awesome, but then also just has a killer business, and it's always been, as long as I've known you, like just Barb, like gets it done. You got a lot of music clients. That's kind of your sphere, your and as your business has grown and your the price points you're dealing with have gone up considerably.
Mm-hmm.
That your clientele are, I think their expectations of what they expect out of has changed a lot from 15 years ago. So we were talking, what, a year and a half ago, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, a year ago, when you first came
Yeah.
back.
And like Barb, you were like super busy, right? Like kind of almost not overwhelmed, I wouldn't say, but you were just real busy.
Almost, yeah.
And so I said, no, Barb, why haven't you thought about bringing on a buyer's agent, And your response was?
I can't find anybody. I work with easily. I'm kind of a control freak, and
That's not exactly what you said.
what did I say? I don't even know what I said.
You said, well, you probably said that, and then you also said, you're like, I don't know, I don't want to like be responsible for somebody, like to have this commitment to a team and someone I've got to feed. Like I'm happy with my own business, and that's enough responsibility. I don't know that I want that much overhead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, and I was thinking about it last week, that there's probably a lot of agents that are in your similar situation where it's like, I could really use some help.
Mm-hmm.
I need that go-to person to kind of like hand stuff off to. I got leads that I'm not following up on. I've got open houses that need to be, open.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't do it all.
Vacation.
I'd like to take a vacation.
Yeah.
Like when I go up for a week somewhere, to know my business is going to be, someone's going to be there. And so you met and got to know Lindsley Long.
Yeah.
Lindsley's usually on, she's online. I think she's out of town this week,
Yeah.
maybe. So she may not be with us, but we can talk about her.
Yeah.
So talk about how that relationship kind of started and how it works now.
Well, you also knew Lindsley beforehand and suggested that it would be a good partnership. And, it's really about having somebody, for me, that's a yes person. Hey, can you help me? Yes. Can you be there? Yes. Even if sometimes she can, it'll be yes, but, I'll rearrange something. But it's usually the yes is first, and that's so important to me.
That's a great point. So like as a young agent, like you really need to be available.
Yeah.
Like you say you want to be busy and you want to be busy, but then when you get that opportunity to help somebody,
Yeah.
like be available.
Yeah, I mean, she has 3 kids, and I get it. I'm not like, hey, can you work every day for me? And I'm just gonna stay home and put my feet up. It's not. It's very collaborative, and if it's only usually if I can't, I'm asking her, or if over time what's developed is, if it's something where I can't do it at all, a listing, I'll ask her to split it with me.
Yeah.
And so I'll say, look, we're gonna split this, totally, and you're gonna help me, I'm still gonna be there, and
Yeah.
I'll help you, but.
So a lot of buyers agents have a relationship where it's like, hey, you're on my team, you get a certain percentage of every lead that I send you, and
Right.
your relationship's a little more fluid. It's just kind of depends on the
Yeah,
thing.
it does, and that's what's so good about it for me is because it can be fluid like that. Like, I'll say I was away for 2 weeks recently, and 2 of the showings that Lindsley had for me led to contracts, and I'll give her a referral fee out of those when they close, but I'll also pay her for taking all my buyers around while I was gone. So it's I try and be, and asking her what she thinks is fair also. So it's a partnership in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's not an either or. For some people, having that concrete relationship where you're my person and I'm giving, that may work well. For you, this seems to work better, and,
Yeah.
and it works well, I think, because you're direct and upfront and you can communicate. You gotta have that. You gotta have that going. But
And so is she.
and she's the same way.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that really helps. Like, tell me if you feel one way or another, and I'll do the same. And don't want anybody to feel taken advantage of or whatever else. So it's really worked out for me. It makes me feel like I can say yes to more people in terms of taking on buyers or listings, because
Yeah.
I have her to help me.
And then she still grows her own business
Mhm.
on her own, and
Yeah.
that's fine too.
Yep, yep, and I help her if she needs help figuring out certain things when she has
Yeah.
a listing or something. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks. I would encourage everybody to kind of think through that. If you're in that middle ground where you're not ready to take someone on, like this could be a good way. And then if you're also a young agent, like I guess the takeaways is be available, be that person that adds value to someone who's really busy like Barb. And
I bet there are other people out there that need, somebody to help them if young
yeah.
people young ambitious agents want to offer their help.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here. I know you got to jump to
I
an
do.
appointment, but
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you, Bob. That was awesome. Good reminder. We can all
Yeah.
work together in various ways. What do you got, Hunter? Whoa, what is
Yeah.
this?
I know. So y'all probably already knew this, but until it hits the Wall Street Journal, I might not see it. But white kitchens are like kind of going out of style a little bit.
What are we doing now?
So, the whitewash look that once seemed so fresh is now a little bit bland. Not to mention less crisp due to like the splatters and the wear and tear, and so more owners, when they're remodeling, are going back with a little bit of color. And so the new neutral are blues and grays.
That's pretty.
So you see a picture there. They still read as neutral, but a lot more designed and more interesting, looks richer. So this is an example. It's still a white kitchen, but using like a colorful accessory to add some color to a kitchen. So if you have a client that doesn't want to do a full remodel, you're trying to make the kitchen pop a little more, you can put a Le Creuset,
some apples,
just a little some color. Like this next slide.
Staging lessons from Hunter Connolly.
This next slide has some red stools, that also has some color.
I'm liking this blue. This is
cabinets.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
the blue is pretty
I
cool.
think Mary Beth Thomas is doing a blue kitchen.
Yeah, so I think white will always be there as like, fresh. It's a classic. It's not outdated by any means, but you're now seeing more and more homeowners want their kitchen to be more than a blank slate.
That's cool.
All right, so this is kind of interesting. Came across this. So 29 psychological tricks and tactics used by people to make people buy more. And so some of these may like show up in our business as we're pricing homes and thinking about selling homes, but then some of these I thought were just interesting in day-to-day life. And so I'll hit on a few, and then it's hard to read probably some of these, so they'll be in the slides that go out. But starting off, so obviously the obvious one is reduce the price by one, or reduce the main number by one. And our brain decodes numbers so quickly that a smaller digit is enough to make the price seem much smaller. So $3, $2.99. You see that all over real estate. That $5.99 house instead of $600.
I'm honing in on the second one, syllables. I've never heard of this.
I know, yeah, that one was, even though people don't usually say prices out loud, studies show that people perceive phonetically shorter prices as being cheaper. So, well, that was interesting. Then removing the comma. I've seen that more and more. All right, shop layouts are designed to be confusing to keep you in the store longer. Definitely ever been to IKEA or something like that? That's part of it. I would discourage you from the middle one. Research shows that touch, like a brief hand on the shoulder, can make customers of either gender feel more secure in spending money. Tread lightly there, Zach.
Or violated?
Yeah. But mimicry is if a salesperson of either gender imitates your gestures, you may be more likely to buy.
Gotcha.
Descriptions like low maintenance are more appealing than high performance, even though both qualities are valued.
So people are like 4 or 5 times more likely to avoid fear or to avoid failure than to go after things that are aspirational success, right?
Yeah, cool. All right, this is the old showing price as installments, like for 3 easy payments of $20, or whatever. And then the other one, the small daily equivalents, like you can have a boat for the price of a cup of coffee,
Over the next 49 years.
49 years. So that was good. Here's a good one. In the next slide.
So what's this? More likely to choose a price ending in an odd number that's right under an even whole number, like 497.
I didn't find that one compelling, so
I just didn't get it.
Skip over it. So this one is good. The very limited stock, false sense of urgency can override careful decision making. My wife, who is super sharp and doesn't fall for any of these, this one's her Achilles heel. But this is the last one, or You know, it's like, I promise, like, Sony will be making more TVs next month and they'll have a good price on them. But so that false sense of security. The Uber one, like Uber giving you the price up front versus, you know, you're watching the meter turn over and over, that gives people a better, you know, fixed price security. Ditch the dollar sign on menus. The research shows that menus without the dollar sign will sell more appetizers.
Interesting.
Yeah. The next slide, Zach, red prices, particularly for men. This middle one, studies show that men are more likely to buy products when the prices are displayed in red because they process the ads quickly and use color as a visual heuristic, and red equals discount.
Interesting.
And then finally, oh, there was two more. Okay, so consumers will pay more for quality ingredients. So if you advertise, like, and we could do this in houses, you know, people are willing to pay for quality. So 100% organic coffee is actually, you know, more viable for customers than, you know, more delicious coffee. They want to feel like these top of the line raw materials. So if you're describing that kitchen, going into the features of the expense and the care and everything that went into this home, that can help buyers feel better about spending more money. No, that was good. The decoy pricing is also interesting. So you got your small, medium, and large, and that $8.50 just being 50% more than the medium implies value, and so it kind of gets people to go for that. I fall for that one quite a bit. Calm, slow music encourages shoppers to spend more time. So open house, you know, putting on some slow music. Restaurants, when they want to turn tables faster, they may have faster music going.
Interesting.
So, the last slide, Zach. These are good. The VIP, the offer of exclusivity. Think about like American Express. Do you have an American Express card? I bet you do. Yeah, membership has its privileges, right? Like, why do you have an American Express? Like, it's higher fees, annual fee. Like, it's not accepted everywhere. Like, why would anyone have that?
Why are you
right?
shaming me? Honestly, I got it because of the rental car. If I rent a car, they have some coverage.
You love that exclusivity, that feel of exclusivity.
I've never used the points though.
I see you flash that thing a lot though. Like, let me find it. And then a lot of menus, they'll include a very high priced item in order to make your normal prices feel more, by comparison, to feel more reasonable. Well, that was interesting. You know, $50 crowd. The last one, this one kills me. The buy one, get one. Like, I'm in the grocery store, and if I'm always doing it, and you know, I was shopping with my wife. She explained that you don't actually have to buy both.
You have to buy 10 of the things, yeah.
Yeah, you get the discount if you just buy one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's good to know. All right, markets. We get set up here. We've got like 30 days till the election, less than, right? November the 3rd.
Yeah, we got 28 days.
28 days. So remember, in the last 20 presidential elections, the incumbent party wins if the stock market's higher than where it was in March, and if it's lower, then the challenger tends to win. And so we're kind of right there in the middle. The market's actually a little down from March, but up on the year slightly. And so just kind of something to keep in mind. If you look at the economic numbers, we have really bad economic data right now, yet the markets seem to be like they've recovered for the most part since the pandemic. And so why is that? Just keep in mind that the economy, the data we're seeing is like now and what's going on. The market is always looking well ahead and into the future, what's going to happen tomorrow. So our current situation is kind of changing minute to minute all over the place. Investors have been surprisingly upbeat about what things look down the road. It's not a terrible metaphor for life, Zach.
That's good. Look ahead.
Look ahead. It always looks a little more rosy, you know. Well, someone I follow said something like, "Pessimists always sound smarter, but optimists tend to be happier and make more money." You ever thought about that?
No, I like the sound of it.
But pessimists do. They always sound so smart, like, you know. And so anyway, it's worth considering. You know, being an optimist like has its benefits. You tend to be happier.
Just throw a few negatives around every now and then. It's not smart.
But yeah, that's right. All right. Let's go back to the so a couple things on the economy. Last week, just keep in mind some of these. We had about 900,000 Americans file for new jobless claims. About half of the 22 million folks who've lost their jobs in the pandemic have not gotten their jobs back yet. So that's still kind of broadly overhanging the market. The housing market is still on fire.
Still doing well.
In a good way. Like it is, and consumer spending is still rising. And then on the monetary policy side, the Fed has signaled they're keeping interest rates really low and near zero until 2023. So for industries like ours that are heavily reliant on low interest rates or, you know, helped by low interest rates, I think we've got some good visibility for a long term that we're going to have a good low interest rate environment. Anyway, that's the signals from the Fed. So, you know, in terms of the Q3 recap, these are some of the companies that have done really well, and then you can see some of the ones that haven't done well. Do you know what Fiverr is?
Yeah, so it's like I need my grass cut today, and so I go on and just.
Yeah, it's like for the. It's also for a lot of design stuff. I need this logo design. I need it's like your side hustle boom, you know, like anything you need for freelance services. Zoom, obviously. Used cars, Carvana. Who would have thought that would be like? I guess more people are buying used cars now than new cars. Sports are back, so DraftKings, like that's a gambling site. Peloton, more people are. You can kind of see that Peloton's way up.
Home fitness up.
Planet Fitness is way down, and that makes sense. No one's going into a gym with as often. Oil down. You know, people aren't driving as much. Energy consumption as a whole is down more. So, Coty is like a department store makeup thing. So more online makeup sales versus like going to the store. Apparently, the price of pot is going down. We've grown too much pot, so that Aurora cannabis is having trouble.
Interesting. I didn't realize there was a stock for pot.
Oh yeah, it's like a Canadian. I think it's a Canadian company that isn't doing well.
What's it? Nikola.
Nikola is it's kind of like Tesla. It's an electronic car company, and they've had some massive financial fraud, and so that's what's causing that to go down. But locally, good news, values have continued to rise. According to MTSU's business school and their data, we're up 5.3% in the second quarter. Largely driven by extremely low inventory, right? So just aren't as many houses for sale. There's a 15% drop in the number of closings. Greater Nashville is one of the hottest housing markets in the U.S. with homes selling an average of how many days, you think?
In all of Davidson County or all of Nashville?
Davidson County. Or Greater Nashville. So that's probably
47.
22. Ooh. Man. Love putting you on the spot.
I was trying to be a pessimist, so I can sound smarter.
The not so good news is the number of homeowners skipping a mortgage payment jumped 3 percentage points in the second quarter. So the percentage of delinquencies in Middle Tennessee is now 7.35%, the highest since the end of 2014.
I wonder how much of that has to do with also there was some confusion on, hey, if you need to delay your payments, right, in March
Yeah.
and April, but then a lot of people didn't realize that you actually have to just pay those back
Right,
in a
right.
couple of months. They don't just go to the end.
Right.
So you're not really delaying your payments.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Um,
Okay, so remember, we got the election coming up,
Yeah.
and this is not a place for, we want to be unbiased, and so we go to Vegas for to see kind of how the election's trending. The polling, remember how the polling was really off last time? Like everyone assumed Clinton was going to win and just didn't. So in response to that, we're using people who are betting real money on the outcome of this election. And it's kind of interesting, we've been, just over the last month, you see some big shifts.
So tell me what these numbers mean.
Okay, so a minus 190, you see that next to Joe Biden, that's the current odds. So you would have to bet $190 on Biden in order to win $100. Or I could bet $100 plus 160, and if Trump wins, I get 160 back. So I get more money. So it's basically a way to level out the odds to get, Vegas they don't care who wins, right? They just want the same amount of money on both sides. And so
More people are so this is saying that people are I guess, betting more that Biden will win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an interesting, the trend is, except for September 29th, the trend has been pretty
Yeah, and
consistent.
a little over a month ago, we did the same thing, and it was almost even. And going back to earlier this year, I mean, think about this is how quickly things can change, right? So earlier this year, Biden wasn't even the favorite Vegas-wise to win the Democratic nomination, right? You had, at some point in time, you had Mayor Pete in the lead, you had Sanders in the lead, Elizabeth Warren was in the lead. They finally all, aligned under Biden and he got the nomination. But in late January, just after Trump was impeached, which seems like, how long ago does that seem? Like, I don't even hardly remember. But Trump was a 2-to-1 favorite to win the overall election, 2-to-1. So it'd be like minus, 200, I guess. So anyway, just how quickly things can change. It's going to be an interesting last month. Remember the October surprise is kind of something that people always point to, some unexpected political event.
We don't need any more unexpected events right now.
Yeah. Maybe Trump getting coronavirus is the October
Maybe
surprise.
that's it. Well, thanks, Hunter.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So we're going to do a village tree planting day at the 21st office next Wednesday, so not tomorrow, but a week from Wednesday. Lee Fund is going to supply some refreshments for us. He said if we're going to do a tree planting, we need to have a wind down Wednesday, so that'll be exciting. But in the back, especially in kind of the back parking lot area where it's kind of bare, I've seen several agent groups gathering out there under the kind of the pine trees, and so we just thought it'd be cool to have a outside little get together, and anybody that wants to participate, bring a shovel, put on some jeans, and dig some holes and plant some trees. So it'll be cool.
So we'll supply the trees.
We'll supply the trees, yeah. It's a BYOS, bring your own shovel.
Bring your own shovel.
Bring your own shovel, yeah. So the market, so rates, 30-year fixed is up a little bit. So remember, for about a month there, it was 2.5%. So up just a hair, but again, not tremendously higher. 2.75 is still insane. And just a good reminder, y'all, talk to your people about this. I was with a good friend of mine the other day, and shame on me, he said, what are rates right now? I said, they're 2.5%. He was blown away. He was like, what? How do I not know this? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I guess I didn't tell you. So good reminder to tell people. Put it in your newsletters, put it on Facebook, social media, etc. So couple tools. So we updated the village website. There's been some updates there, which is nice. So go check that out. And just a reminder, we've got a button on there that says "See Your Home's Value," and if you go to if you click on that, this is what it looks like. And so it's basically it's called an AVM, an automated valuation model. And so it'll go through and just give, you know, a range of what that is, and then it'll ask you to contact an expert. So if you want to use this tool as a way to just, you know, capture people and send it out to your clients, use the subdomain, whatever your subdomain is, and you can find that. So it's yourname.villagerealestate.com/home valuation. But if you don't know what your subdomain is, you can log into Boomtown, click on My Profile, and then it'll just show that right there. So do that, and it will. It's a great way to capture some people and see what. And it's also pretty accurate. It seems like it's relatively good.
Good range.
Yeah, it's good range. So tip of the week. I guess we don't have a tip of the week today, but
You know, we do have.
what do we have?
It's open voting for GNAR, right?
Colin Wainwright. Yeah. So you can go to voteforcolin.com.
Yeah.
And that is a good point.
Yeah.
So Colin is going to be running for the Greater Nashville Realtors Board of Directors, and so it'll be awesome to have her as a part of that. So, but she needs your vote. So if you go to voteforcolin.com, you can learn all about how to do that.
So you got to have like your MLS number.
I think you just log into. Yeah, you'll log into Greater Nashville Realtors. This is for Greater Nashville Realtors, not Williamson County. But if you remember Greater Nashville Realtors, you just log into greaternashvillerealtors.org, and then you can vote.
Well, let's all do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Colin, you know, she's such a, awesome resource for us here, but she would even, loves the industry, respects the agent, and she would be really good to have on there, and it'd be good for Village. So right now, we should all go voteforcolin.com, right?
Voteforcolin.com is, I believe, the website. So she'll be back. She's out of town this week.
Yeah.
But she'll be back, and she can confirm that for sure. So, coming soon. So if you haven't done so already, we'll send these out in about an hour. Comingsoon.villagetn.com, and make sure you do that here again in the next little bit. It's 10 after 10 right now. We're going to have David Payne's going to start his class in about 20 minutes.
That'll be fun.
That'll be great.
He's
Never a dull
he's
moment
so
with David
knowledgeable on all things architecture and
cocktails.
And cocktails.
And cocktails.
Yeah.
So.
And grammar. He's got some range.
He's got some
David.
good range. Got some good range. So anyway, so that's it. So hope you all had some good takeaways today. Thanks for coming in, and go out and be successful and sell something.